Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Watchers live stream for October 8th, 2025. Still in the midst of spooky month. Hope you're all having a nice and spooky month so far. But,
Yes.
Kevin, how have you been? Actually, well, first off, hi, my name is Garrett.
And my name is Kevin, and I've been doing pretty good, actually. I just have to do my continuing eds for my education and stuff like that, so I'm not looking forward to that and having to pay money for my license. But you know what? It comes with the job, I guess.
There you go.
But nothing too bad. It's getting a lot cooler now, and I'm really loving it. Summers are too hot sometimes, so cool air coming through my window at night, crisp.
Oh, yeah. It's getting so much better. I can actually leave my window open without a fan now, which is kind of nice, I'm going to have to start using a blanket again, something,
Almost grabbed my wool blanket yesterday. I was like, nah, it's not time yet. Not quite.
You don't want to wake up at like 2 a.m, like drenched,
No.
But anyhow, as for me, sorry about last week. I'll just come out and say it. I had a paper that ended up being due that night, and I had not done it at all. So I ended up spending the entire night working on the paper and submitting it as a final paper. So it's not like I could just, not do it.
Forgot about it.
But did pretty well on it, all things considered. So I mean, it was fun. But thank you all for bearing with us as we kind of had to cancel. First time we've had to cancel because of me. So,
yeah, that's true.
that answers your question, Fox Pixar. I had homework. Nothing else really that spicy about it.
No.
But let's go ahead and dive into stories. We have a lot to talk about this week because we have news from last week, and then we're going to have news from this week. But then also, we respun the wheel when we recorded our movie club episode last week. So we have 4 movies that the wheel spins, and on top of all of our Halloween watching. So let's go ahead and just dive right into it, and we'll kind of keep these stories a little short. But according to James Cameron, Avatar: Fire and Ash will be around 3 hours long. This is not really that surprising, given the other 2 were about that long. I don't know if my patience is going to be there for the third one, honestly. But
again, it has to drag us in and hold us there throughout those 3 hours. I mean, you saw basically a 3-hour movie when we talk about the movies that we watched this week, and you said it didn't feel like 3 hours, and that's what this Avatar movie has to be like.
Yeah, I hope that the pacing's fine, but I'm all here for that. I'm just gonna say it. That sexy new evil Avatar lady. I'm all here for her. The one that tells people that their gods are dead.
Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm.
I'm all here for it. So I don't know. Maybe it'll get my butt in the theater. Who knows?
Yep. Next up, final Fast and the Furious movie is in trouble. Will only be made if the budget can cut $50 million and may feature less of its cast.
Yeah.
They should have stopped. I mean.
Well, the problem is right now
that
Vin Diesel's paycheck is too big, from what they're saying.
Okay.
But then also the last movie did not do nearly as well as they wanted it to, and so they're concerned about returns, because the budget for this movie right now is $250 million, and they want to get it down to 200 to make it makeable. So we might not see some cast members come back. We might not see certain things happen. Who knows?
I mean, they can cut they can do like little cameos of people, and I think that is perfectly okay. Sure. Especially like the Tokyo Drift people. If you know, like when they showed up in the X movie, if you knew them, you knew them. But if you didn't, you're like, oh, those guys are pretty funny and cool. Like a lot of them don't need to be in it throughout the entire movie, I feel like.
I'm sure the biggest one is right now Dwayne Johnson, because I think they were talking about bringing him back for the last one. Mm-hmm. And he already commands a huge budget, like, by himself. So, I mean, I don't know. Well, no skin off my back if they don't do it,
Yeah, it's not going to hurt anything in my eyes either, so.
Exactly. Next up, National Treasure 3 will be directed by John Turteltaub, who was the director of the first 2 films. So, glad to see he's coming back. Obviously, Nicolas Cage would come back as well.
Yes.
And then, of course, hopefully the rest of the cast as well. Diane Kruger, and I forget the other guy's name, but
the funny guy, the comic relief.
Yeah, the comic relief character. Get him a love interest. That's all we need.
I mean, he would be so funny as an awkward person with a love interest in this, like trying to like. I hate using this word, but riz like the girl up in like a natural history museum, and then I don't know, like it would be so funny.
Make her the villain too. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But anyhow.
Yeah. Next up, Den of Thieves 3 is rumored to be released in 2027. I mean, did I watch the first one? I think I watched the first one. I didn't watch the second one yet. So
second one should be able to stream sometime soon. So
yeah. So it was good. It was maybe a little bit long if I can remember correctly. But hey, you know what? If it's a good action heist movie, we don't get a lot of those nowadays, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
and the second one was modestly successful, so I think they're probably cheap to make. So. Alrighty, next up, continuing the fucking cultural reign of this movie, K-pop Demon Hunters has now remained in the Netflix top 10 for 15 straight weeks. This is from last week, so this is now 16 weeks that the movie has been in the top 10, which is it's the longest running title on the English films chart to ever do so, which is nuts. And also the soundtrack, a lot of the songs from the film are still in the Billboard top 10 right now. I think they just said the song Golden just went platinum.
Yeah, they announced it on Jimmy Fallon's late night podcast, whatever they call it over there.
I'm suspecting we're getting an award season major presence from this movie.
I
especially in the music categories and animation. We'll see if it ends up. We probably won't get anything else, but
even a nominee for a Netflix movie it's going up there. I mean, because Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, I think, is like the only Netflix movie.
Yeah.
So that's
honestly, I could see at least 2 of its songs getting Oscar nominations this year. We'll have to wait and see if that ends up happening, along with something else that we'll talk about. But next up.
Yeah, next up, Colin Farrell says that Batman 2, Part 2, is deeper, scarier, and the stakes are bigger. And, I mean, Batman Part 1 was fantastic, so I can't like, how much of a scale do you want me to be prepared for? Like, the anticipation's kind of killing me at this point.
Yep, I have no idea what any of this is. All we know is that the villain has not been seen in live action before.
And leave it like that. Don't show them in a trailer, please. Like, leave it at that.
I hope it's like Court of Owls would be cool. That's what people have talked about a lot. But I want to see Professor Pig. Professor Pig would be nuts in a live action.
That would be out of like left field.
Well, he's a serial killer who kidnaps people and like mutilates them to make them beautiful again. So, like, I'm totally down.
That's cool.
Like that. Give us, like, a long legs Batman movie. Oh, hell yeah. Next up, unfortunate news. The Simpsons movie 2 will be released in the United States theaters on July 23rd, 2027. This franchise just needs to die, unfortunately. It had its run. It's been long enough. We don't need another movie.
I didn't even know they were making one.
I didn't either until they literally just announced it. And the poster just says Homer's coming back for seconds, which is funny, but like,
where are they going to take
I don't need another one. Like the first Simpsons movie is not that bad, actually.
No.
But like, we don't need another one.
No,
we don't need
think
it.
So.
I mean, unless it's like making fun of Disney a lot or something, and like, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Predator Badlands will be rated PG-13, unfortunately.
I honestly don't think this is a bad thing for this movie, because we already know that it takes place on an alien planet and he's mostly fighting other aliens, which means that it's not going to be red human blood and gore. So that already helps with the rating. You also have the violence is mostly committed against alien creatures. And it looks like the other human beings, whatever they're on the planet, are androids. So it's okay. Like, as long as it's an action-heavy movie, it's fine. Like, it's got a Predator main character, so we're not going to get, like, a lot of dialogue. So it's not like he's going to be saying fucks left and right, like in the original, right? So I think it's actually fun. I think fans just need to, like, you know, when it comes out, then watch it, and you'll see.
And maybe we're jumping the gun too much on this rating because of, we get let down with the PG-13 rating, unfortunately. Like, if Five Nights at Freddy's was rated R, I think it would have been a better movie in my eyes. So, stuff like that.
Else we have a comment first here, though. How about Clock King or Condiment King? Oh, hell yeah. For a Batman movie? Clock King would be at least a little bit more interesting than Condiment King.
Condiment King. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude, he shoots like mustard and ketchup out of his guns. It's great. But let's go ahead to the next one here. The official title for The Social Network Part 2 is The Social Reckoning. The movie will be released in U.S. theaters on October 9th of next year, and the cast has added Bill Burr, which I absolutely love. Bill Burr is one of my favorite comedians, so I'm down to see. He's also a great actor, so I would love to see whatever role he's put into. And like the cast is already very different. A lot of this is apparently going to have to do with Facebook coming to terms with what their social media has done to the world, and the entire January 6th coup attempt will be a part of the movie, which is really interesting. So, and how it presents misinformation and all that. So, very interested in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the first one, but we'll see.
Oh, you got it.
Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse's release date has been changed again, but it went forward, so it's June 18th of 2027. Dude, we're still so far away from that movie. It feels really weird, because wasn't it supposed to be releasing like next year?
It was supposed to be released a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to be out like a couple months after Across, and then that didn't happen. So, but moving right along, because we got a lot of stuff here. Production on Spaceballs 2 has begun, which is awesome. Glad to see it. There was another story on here about a movie going into production that I was going to give Kevin just because it's funny, but I had to cut it out. But Beekeeper 2 is going into production.
How did that make even money to be a number 2?
Because it came out in January, there was nothing else, and it was like peak dad QAnon fiction, like, oh, they're scamming everyone, gotta take them out, you know? So.
Next up, Top Gun 3 is getting its last script draft turned in next month. We'll see where Rooster and Maverick go from here.
Yeah, like that's if Maverick's even in it.
We'll don't know.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll go ahead and we have some comments here. I think you're all being a bit too harsh on the Simpsons movie sequel when there hasn't been a trailer yet, but you guys, you be you. Yeah, you know what? It's more so just franchise fatigue with Simpsons. Like,
and I never grew up with the Simpsons either. Like I haven't watched probably a lot of episodes of the Simpsons, so it's not like I am like reminiscing on it coming out and be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing, because I didn't watch it. So
we don't know what the story is yet. It's a very fair point. So we'll have to wait and see, but I don't have a lot of confidence in it. What's next? Airplane 3. Hey, I mean, if Naked Gun could get a sequel all these years later, maybe Airplane. Although post 9/11, I don't know if you could do Airplane as much again. Next up, the Margot Robbie Pirates of the Caribbean movie may still be happening. They are waiting on a script that is going to be apparently good enough, according to Jerry Bruckheimer. So they are moving forward with a different Pirates project, and then this one is still on the shelf, though. This one has not been canceled like we previously thought.
Gotcha. Okay, that's very cool. Can't wait for that. Next up is Bill and Ted 4 is reportedly being discussed. I have not seen any of these movies, nor do I kind of want to see these movies, to be honest with you.
Not a fan of Bill and Ted, huh?
No, not really. I don't know if it's just like being high funny. I don't know if that's their kick or anything like that. I never really.
It's not drug related. It's just kind of like the lovable goofballs kind of a thing, going on wacky adventures. So yeah, they're not bad by any means. And what's his name? Keanu Reeves and the other actor have great chemistry. So like, they're currently on Broadway right now doing Waiting for Godot. So I think they were interviewed there, and so we're being asked about it. But alrighty, next up, the Michael Jackson biopic has reportedly reshot its entire ending, and is no longer the ending. Is no longer focusing on the allegations against Michael Jackson, which is unfortunate because you should highlight it. But it's also been trimmed down. It's not 2 movies anymore. It will just be 1.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that would hinder the movie's experience. So
no idea.
Cutting out some important things, or like you said, the allegations that some people would like to see in the movie.
Kind of an important part of the Michael Jackson story is how he fondled kids, but it's all right. But apparently it will now end with him rising to fame in the 80s, so it's going to be his story through the 80s.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So, but next up, I'm very excited. The Invisible Man 2 is still in the works. Again, don't know how they're going to go through all of this, but the first one exceeded my expectations, so I'm down for a second one.
Yeah, we covered this on Movie Club a while back. I would rather see it called The Invisible Woman, given the ending of that movie, but, who knows? Next up, The Smashing Machine is Dwayne Johnson's lowest box office opening in years, not even making $6 million in its first weekend, but that is to be expected. There was a Taylor Swift thing that came out this week. One Battle After Another has been doing really well, surprisingly, given it's being more of an indie film. And then Smashing Machine opened third. So, and
it's a very niche audience too. Like, a lot of people, it is a semi of a sports movie, but it's like UFC. It's not like boxing, like Creed or something like that. It's very unique in that way.
Not even wrestling, like Iron Claw or whatever, right? Like, so who knows? I mean, apparently the reviews are still very high. People who go to see it are really enjoying it. So I'm planning on seeing it this weekend, hopefully, if I can. After seeing Tron, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Last up,
James Gunn, it says there are 2 film scripts that he has about to approve. That he's about to approve for production for the MCU.
DCU.
Cool. DCU. I'm sorry, I'm so used to that.
No, it's all good.
DCU. I'm excited. I mean, I just watched Superman. I don't know, like a month ago, and I thought it was great. So perfect start to a reanimated franchise kind of a situation.
Excited to see what those films are, because there's also some TV shows as well that he said was going to announce. So. Alrighty, that is it for the stories, a combination of last week and this week, so thank you for bearing with us for all of that.
We ran through that pretty fast, actually, not gonna lie.
But let's talk about all the trailers this week. A lot of trailers out for the last 2 weeks, and a lot of them looking pretty darn good.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
What stands out to you, sir?
Shelby Oaks.
Yeah, Shelby Oaks is looking real good.
Real good. Also, like Roofman, I don't know, like Channing Tatum, like kind of comedy aspect movie looks really fun. I mean, Badlands looks fantastic. Fire and Ash, I'm okay with. Like, I'm not super excited about, but I'm not like, oh, this looks bad in a way, because it looks gorgeous, first of all. But it's just, I don't know where the story's going. And then, I mean, you can't go wrong with Frankenstein's by Guillermo del Toro. Like, so good looking. So... good. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. Black Phone 2 looks like it's going to be good as well. House of Dynamite, I'm really excited for. Psycho Killer looks like it'll be interesting. It's from some of the people who did Seven, but it's like their take on a slasher film, kind of. I'm disappointed to see horrible representation for a certain part of it, but it is what it is. Other than that, I mean, pretty much everything this week. Predator Badlands, I'm hoping is going to be real good. I'm really hoping. So, but let's go ahead and take us to the box office, Kevin.
Yeah, box office number 1, Taylor Swift, the official release party of a Showgirl, with 34.1 million, which is kind of cool seeing this happening in a movie theater. I think that's pretty sick, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like her or not, she's getting people in the theater.
She did the Eras tour as well, and everybody enjoyed that too. So, but next up, One Battle After Another with 11 million. The Smashing Machine coming in at third place with 6 million. Gabby's Dollhouse the movie with 5.3, and Conjuring the Last Rites really just sticking in there with $4.1 million.
We're in the middle of spooky season, so I that's going to be there for a while, I think. Obviously, not too surprised that Taylor Swift is in the top here. She just had an album come out. Like her or not, she is popular, and she got butts in seats, which is a good thing at the end of the day. We need more people in the theater. And then I'm really excited to see One Battle After Another still up in the top here, after being number 1 last week, which is the full box office gross now, I think, is over 100 million worldwide.
Oh, good
which
for them.
For Paul Thomas Anderson is like fucking huge. So this is the guy that did There Will Be Blood, and like movies that are not very widely appealing, I would say, like to the general moviegoer. But I mean, if you watch him, he's like a god. But like, yeah, it's really nice to see. Alrighty, let's go ahead and talk about the movies that are coming out this week. Starting out with the big one is Tron Ares. A highly sophisticated program, Ares, is sent from the digital world into the real world on a dangerous mission. Currently, the reviews are straight down the middle. This actually does have a higher Metascore than Tron Legacy. But the two things that are standing out right now, people are saying that the visuals are incredible in this movie. And then, of course, the music, which we knew it was going to be good because it's 9-inch fucking nails, is going to be good. But apparently the story seems to be the weak point, but story has never been a great point with these movies. You're going for a spectacle. Next up is Roofman. A charismatic criminal, while on the run from police, hides in a hidden space of a toy store. There, he adopts a new identity and becomes involved with an employee, beginning a relationship as unlikely as it is risky. I think this movie looks like a lot of fun. It's got some decent reviews at a 65 on Metacritic, so we'll see if it's any good. Up after that is A House of Dynamite. When a single unattributed missile is launched at the United States, a race begins to determine who is responsible and how to respond. This is the first movie from a while from Catherine Bigelow, Oscar-winning director of Zero Dark 30, or not Zero Dark 30, oh my gosh, Hurt Locker, and she did Zero Dark 30 as well, so she's really good at the political thrillers. This looks like it's going to be something pretty darn good. It's got some pretty high Metacritic scores right now at 84, and this will be in limited theaters this weekend and will release on Netflix October 24th.
Very cool.
And lastly is a very limited release film, which is Kiss of the Spider-Woman. Valentine, a political prisoner, shares a cell with Melina, convicted for public indecency. An unlikely bond forms as Melina recounts a Hollywood musical plot starring Ingrid Luna. This is getting some pretty okay reviews, but Jennifer Lopez plays the main kind of singer from the Hollywood film that they're talking about. Apparently she's very good in this movie, so if you're interested at all, it'll be very limited, so you might want to check and see if the theater is playing it.
Nice. Very cool.
Whew. But that is it for all of the news, trailers, box office, and all that. We got a lot of movies to talk about here, Kevin.
6, 7. Hey, we got 7 movies each. I just counted it. Sorry.
Outside the wheel, yeah. Let's just go back and forth.
I mean, I'll go first since you just did your weekend watch. So
sure. Well, your first movie.
Yes, Night of the Reaper. So I have to pull out my letterbox because I've watched so many movies I totally forget. So
this is one of those rare times where Kevin has seen like more than 2 movies in a week outside the wheel spin. So, but we're both doing the 1 movie per day for Halloween's month. So
exactly,
that's why.
So that's why, but I think this was on Shudder and Nadia put it on and I decided to just watch it with her. So my computer's like too slow. There we go. Okay. So, Night of the Reaper was actually really good. I really enjoyed this movie because of its twists and turns. The story does get you can get a little lost in it, so you kind of have to pay attention to it a lot. But the eeriness and darkness of the story is really, really cool. I really dig that aspect of it. And this was 31 for 31, which is really cool. I mean, you got the gore, you got everything like that. That's perfectly fine in here. I really enjoy that, but it can get a little bit squeamish. But again, if that story was just a little bit more cleaner, I think it would have been a lot better of a movie. But I give it a 68 out of 100.
There you go. My first Halloween spooky month movie was A Haunted House. Really started off on a strong one here.
You did.
This movie is unfunny and tediously long. On the positive side, it definitely feels like Wayans is trying to capture the energy of the original Scary Movie magic again. And on the another positive thing is that the movie at least feels more focused, right? It's more focused on being one parody of Paranormal Activity as opposed to being like Scary Movie 3, right? Where it's like, oh, it's The Ring and War of the Worlds and all this thing. Like, it didn't make sense. Other than that, the movie is just not funny. I never laughed once. I maybe forcefully exhaled twice, maybe. But that was it. It's just not funny. It's trying way too hard to be funny and failing spectacularly. It's boring. After the first 15 minutes, I was tuning out of a comedy movie, which is really bad. I can't believe this movie got a sequel, but it just shows to show how out of touch audiences were back in the 2010s. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I gave it a 15. That was my first Scary Month movie.
Yep. Moving on to my second Scary Month movie was The Blob, and maybe I went into this movie with too high of expectations because I have heard a lot about this movie, but it just didn't do it for me, unfortunately. I thought there would be more of the Blob eating people and devouring them in a certain way. The Blob did look pretty cool as like kind of like a stop motion or reverse camera scene in this movie, so I really like that. I mean, the characters are just okay in this movie, and I like how the asteroid at the beginning of this movie looks really cool as well. But there wasn't a lot of the Blob in this movie, and when you saw it, it kind of cut from person to the Blob and then back to the person. So I didn't get enough time with the Blob to really know its feelings. You catch my drift. But I gave it a 50. I gave it a 52 out of 100. Still not bad because it's just an earlier movie. So
yeah, the 80s one is definitely the better one.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Alrighty. Next up for me is not a Halloween movie, so I'm going to go ahead and preface that. But it is One Battle After Another, which we talked about earlier on the box office. This movie is incredible, and I think because it feels of two different times. Number one, it feels like a movie straight out of the 60s, where it was made after the Hays Code was abolished and directors could finally express themselves again and make the movies they wanted to make. And then on the other hand, it feels really modern. It feels like it's tackling contemporary issues. And it's a political movie, but it's not like, it's not making a stance in any one way or the other in our world. It's just political because it deals with revolutionaries and fighting back against a tyrannical government, right? Leonardo DiCaprio is fantastic here, and he really does feel like a militant rebel version of the dude from Big Lebowski, which is really funny because he's kind of bad at everything. Chase Infinity plays his daughter, and she is fantastic in this movie. Her first role, I think. She's knocks it out of the park. Benicio del Toro is wonderfully weird in this movie, which I absolutely love. However, the best performance in this movie is Sean Penn as the villain, and I hope he gets the Oscar nomination. He'll probably win it. He is really good in this movie. Truly reprehensible, and his reasons for doing everything are just truly awful. He's cartoony, but he's very realistic in like that, the way he walks. Like he walks like you gave a couple extra joints to a GI Joe. Like, but he feels like a real human being that would exist today. Like his motivations and everything. Like he's a raging racist and like misogynist. But like that's what high-ranking people can be sometimes. So like it feels very connected to reality. It's very dark as a movie because it deals with a lot of dark subjects, but it's also hilarious. Like there's a lot of really funny stuff in this movie. Like there's so much I can talk about: the music, the editing, the cinematography. Everything is really working. I think I would need to see it again though before it hits like a 99. I do still think Sinners is the best movie of the year so far. This is a close second though. Very close second. I do see this potentially winning the Oscar though over Sinners, just because of politics and what it deals with. But I think this movie is fantastic. Please go see this in theaters if you have any indication, because we need to show Warner Brothers that we want original movies like this. We want directors to be able to do what they want. This is Paul Thomas Anderson was given $150 million to make this movie, which he usually makes movies on like a not even a quarter of that, less than that. So it shows that we can give these kind of niche directors more money and they'll do better things. So
gotcha. Yeah. Very cool. Next up, mine's still going to be spooky season, and I saw Garrett commented on my letterbox about this, but maybe I need to rewatch it again or something. So, Carnival of Souls. So going into this, I knew it was maybe not highly acclaimed, but a lot of people enjoyed this movie.
It's a cult classic.
Yeah, and I did. It just didn't. Maybe because I knew I spoiled it for myself in this movie, knowing what happens to the woman, that she is dead in this movie. Looking back on it, in my review, I said the eeriness of this movie wasn't all up to be, but maybe there was more eeriness than I thought. And trying to remember this movie, not trying to remember, remembering this movie, there is a lot of eeriness in this, but I did like the camera shots in this movie, and the acting in this movie is really cool as well. But maybe I just wanted to see more of the carnival itself, not of it just focusing on one person going throughout the town trying to find out what happened to her. Maybe that's what happened. So I give it a 61 out of 100.
That's okay. I'm just kidding. I don't really the movie itself. I don't really like it for like the horror reasons. I like it because I feel like it's a really psychological movie about like survivor's guilt, and there's so much more going on mentally than I think most people would give it credit for, which is why I really enjoy it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying like that's why I really enjoy it. But going back to Spooky Month movies for me, I own this movie as part of a Stephen King collection, and I never actually seen it, which is Creepshow. Which I remember seeing the posters all the time. Didn't know what to expect with it, but it's fine. I get there's a lot of nostalgic feelings that people have towards this movie. I never saw it before. This was my first time completely. I love the aesthetic. The comic feel of this is really good. Romero really knocks it out of the park with that, and the practical effects are also really good, which is obviously, George Romero did Night of the Living Dead, which we'll talk about in a little bit with Kevin. But like he has a history with that. So where the film fails to live up for me are some of its shorts that just weren't as interesting as others. I think the best one to me is Something to Tide You Over, which has Leslie Nielsen as the guy who kills the married couple. Leslie Nielsen's great in that, and so is Ted Danson. Like totally against character for what I usually see him in. However, the other four, while some of them are more fun than others, just aren't that memorable. I think The Crate, which has to do with like the creature in the crate, goes on for way too long. Pretty poorly paced. I think Father's Day is probably the second best one, but all the characters were really annoying. Also, the characters were really annoying in The Crate too. The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill has some great effects with him like turning into plants and stuff, but Stephen King is not a good actor at all, and I don't know why they made him do it. And then finally, I hesitantly watched They're Creeping Up on You because of my fear of bugs, and that short certainly did not help. It wasn't bad by any means, it's just I could barely watch it. Overall, it's a goofy, fun time. It's definitely very campy, but that's part of the aesthetic, which is good. It's something I'm not going to watch it outside of Halloween time, but if I'm at a Halloween party, I could see it on in the background. There are far better anthology films out there, but this one is just okay.
Yeah, totally understand. My next one is Bring Her Back. Can I spoil this movie? How long has it been out?
It's only been a couple months. I wouldn't spoil it.
Okay. This is so emotional for a horror movie, and it was not choking me up, but I was having some heartaches during this because
I teared up.
Because of what happens and the premise of this movie. I didn't know it was going to go that far into it, and the psychological horror aspect of this movie is really good as well, because I love how they chose a person that has to be dependent on other people as kind of the main character as well. The main character, one of the main characters, is blind in this movie,
Partially
and so
blind,
Partially, she can. I think she can see shadows or something like that.
She can see like light in things like that, but that's about it.
But having that, and then having her rely on other people to tell her what is going on, is so much more of the creepier side to it, because they might not be telling her what actually happens, which in this movie actually does, and once you watch it, you'll understand. So before I spoil anything, I gave this an 82 out of 100. Please go watch it. It's emotional, but it's emotional in the right way, I feel like.
100%. It's one of the better movies of the year. I think it's in my top 10 right now. It's nice. Really, really good. I definitely teared up during that one. Alrighty, next up, went back in time for the original Frankenstein. I was finally able to find it on streaming, so watch this for Spooky Month. This is gothic tone done beautifully in this movie. It's a pleasure to see it. It's well paced, it's well shot, and really well acted for something from the 1930s. Boris Karloff is iconic as Frankenstein, literally one of the most iconic film characters ever. And then Colin Clive is great in this movie as well, playing Dr. Frankenstein. His masterful "It's Alive" sequence is just, it's burned into my brain. It's all simply iconic. If there's anything I didn't like, I feel like that Frankenstein's wife and marriage story got too much of a focus in this movie. Like, why was that? Obviously, like, the effects and having Frankenstein and makeup all the time is expensive. I get that, but like, could have used a little bit more time. Like, get us to be more sympathetic to the monster instead of just having him be like a nuisance around town and all that. But overall, it's a classic for a reason. It's one of the brighter spots of my spooky month viewings so far.
Very cool.
Except for another movie which I can't talk about because it's on Movie Club this week. So
yeah, well, I'll talk about this one because it's a nice not joy. It was a nice surprise. That's what I'm going to say. Y2K came out last year, and I was looking forward to it. When I saw it, it's on Max, and this is a movie that knows it's not taking itself seriously, and which I really like. It's really funny. It's really cringy at some points, and the gore is there. But I love how the electronics look in this. How it forms a body with its electrical wear and wires and stuff like that. I thought that would look so cool in this movie. It doesn't take it, and I love how it doesn't take itself seriously in this movie. It's very it's comedy horror. We're leaving it at that. Don't try to get all nostalgic with it. Just go out there and have fun. And that's what it looked like they did with all the actors and actresses in this movie. They looked like they were having a great time. It did have some nostalgia for me because I was there when it turned 2000 pretty much, and all the like Tamagotchis and the old school Macs look so cool, and I wish they could just reproduce all of those things. So I give it an 87 out of 100. Really enjoyed this movie.
There you go. Yeah, it's a fun movie for sure. Although as a Slipknot fan, all of the Limp Bizkit stuff, I don't know.
That was so funny. It was like, wait, that's the guy from Slipknot. I mean, from Limp Bizkit. Sorry, other way around.
How dare you confuse it? No, I'm just kidding. Alrighty, next up for me, continuing Frankenstein, is Bride of Frankenstein, which is better than the first movie. Let's be real. The Bride is a feminist icon. Right? We all love her. She's great. She's not in it for long, and I think that's the biggest problem. Is that she's not in it enough. She's only in for like 5 minutes, which is really annoying. But like, this is so much more about loneliness and like the search for friends and belonging and meaning. And I really love that. It's far deeper than any horror movie really has a right to be. I mean, well, we get a lot of them now, but especially from the 30s. I love that we get more humanization for the monster. He's able to speak a little bit. His whole stuff with the blind man is fantastic. I love that they brought back Colin Clive to play Frankenstein, Dr. Frankenstein. And then I really like, he has another "It's Alive" speech here, and it's not nearly as good, unfortunately. But the tone and the aesthetic are still on point. There's a little too much cartooniness here and there for me in this one. But I blame the onset of the Hays Code for that, and they couldn't go truly dark with it. But it's a perfect spooky season movie. Love this film. It's very good.
Yes.
I don't want to just sit here and say it's good. But
again, the
good.
sequel is better than the original. And you don't see that too often. So
yeah.
Next one up for me was Freaks. This is a really good older movie about just people with different abilities. I'd like to call them talents because this is how they were born. And it shows them in a light where they kind of become the heroes in this movie, and I really enjoy that, especially in the 1930s. Like they would be ridiculed if this was actually real, if that makes sense. Just because of their different appearances and how they look and everything like that. And it's not their fault that they look like this. It is what they got dealt with. And I really enjoy like the jealousy kind of a thing with the two tiny people in this movie, and how they all just stick together all at once at the very end. It's very rewarding and satisfying because they are family, because everybody else thinks they are freaks. And so I gave this movie a 96 out of 100 because I really did enjoy it for what it was worth.
Yeah, I need to rewatch this movie. I don't think I gave it a fair enough shot on its first time.
You gave it
definitely
2.5 stars. I see it over here.
yeah, it's a 50 something. I give it, and I don't remember exactly why, but like the real freaks are the ones who mess with other people, and it's suitably
Yes.
creepy. I think it's more so. I don't know. I got to rewatch it.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Next up, another bright spot this Halloween season, which is Frankenhooker.
Yes.
We watched this as a game night like 3 years ago, I want to say.
Mhm.
And I never logged it in Letterboxd, so I finally did because it's on a bunch of different sites right now. Again,
Fun.
feminist icon here. Let's be real. Like, you know, if the amount of Letterboxd reviews I see about women who are from women who are just like, I wish I could just sleep with a guy and blow up his head with lightning. No, this movie is a spectacularly campy film with really fun practical effects. It's got over-the-top acting, and it's some grade A Wisconsin cheddar cheese, man. It's great. There's not enough time spent with Elizabeth and her new body, though. I will say that we don't get that stuff until like 2/3 of the movie's done, unfortunately. But I get that this is an exploitation movie showing off New York prostitution and all that, and obviously they're making it a little bit more risque of a film, right? But this movie, I think you've seen Poor Things, right?
Yes.
This movie walked so Poor Things could sprint.
Yes.
Like, definitely.
Absolutely.
Patty Mullen is phenomenal here as Elizabeth. She's unhinged. She's manic, especially in the last 30 minutes. Really love her here. She's funny. She's creepy. She's weird. The other performances are just okay, but that's because she outshines them by a country mile. It's a lot of fun. The references to Frankenstein are fantastic. The fact that Elizabeth is named Elizabeth Shelley, which is the writer of Frankenstein is Mary Elizabeth Shelley. So, like, I think that's pretty fun. Fantastic feminist film. Just going to go ahead and throw it out there. Like, I have my next class in the next semester or next week or two is like race, gender, and sexuality in media. And if I can't do this as my final paper film, I will be upset. But let's go ahead and get to your last one here, Kevin.
Yeah, my last movie of spooky season, 7 for 7 right now, still going strong, is Night of the Living Dead. And what a... This looks like a high school project, but it's actually good kind of a situation. I love the zombies and the eeriness of this movie, and I like how it deals with people and not more so the zombies in this movie getting stuck in a house and getting afraid of what's on the outside and who not to believe and who not to trust and everything like that, which I really enjoyed that aspect of this movie. The zombies looked fantastic. I enjoyed all of them. And then the characters are really cool as well. The way it starts off just right off the bat is really nice. You just get straight into it because I was like, okay, when are the zombies going to get into this movie? And it's like 3 minutes in and you're like, cool, I'm down for this. And but I really I don't know, it's a very controversial ending for me because I understand what happened, why it happens, but I would have loved to see him live at the end. Spoiler alert for a very old movie, but I would love to see him live at the end because I understand why he shot and why he said, and it made it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to rewind it because I was like, did he just die? And yeah, I love surprises like that in movies though because you're not expecting it. So I gave it a 94 out of 100, which is 4.5 stars.
There you go. Yeah,
I just
fantastic
did the movie club thing.
There you go. No, fantastic movie. And if you watch it back and realize like the anxieties over Vietnam and stuff at the time, really stinks its way in. Alrighty, my last movie is White Zombie, which I watched today, actually during work. Wasn't too keen on this one. While it does feature some really great moments, and it's a wonderfully kind of like macabre film, especially for 1932. It's just got poor pacing. It's kind of boring. And I know it's a 30s film, so I'm not like taking off really a lot of points for this, but like the representation is not good in this movie because this film takes place in Haiti, and they exoticize it and kind of make it all, like it's weird. It feels weird. On the positive side, the movie's tone is wonderful. It doesn't rely on any kind of jump scares or anything. It effectively builds its dread throughout. there's a sequence where the character Beaumont is converted, and that's all I'll say without spoiling anything. And that's really a great sequence as well. Unfortunately, if you watch it on Amazon, it is the restored color version, which looks terrible. I would have rather watched the black and white one. However, the film is poorly paced. It feels like it's like an hour and 10 minutes or less than that maybe, and it's a slog. This movie moves so slow and not in a good way. I wasn't attached to any of the characters. There's too many sequences of drawn out dialogue. The story just isn't really that interesting, but it is the first zombie movie, which is technically pretty historic, and it has a really interesting story behind the film and why it had like rights issues and stuff. So it is a historically significant film, but just the pacing, the odd story just didn't really work out for me. So
Gotcha.
55 is what I gave that one. And then also this month, I should say, because Kevin has not included any movie club movies in his list so far. But I watched Carrie, obviously, which we did the movie club episode on. That counts towards my movie club or spooky month stuff. And then the movie club episode coming out this Friday is also counted in my spooky month viewing.
And what's funny is mine's not included in the spooky month because I have already seen those before spooky month happened, and I'm trying to watch all new ones for us. So
that's the way to do it. All right, we got some comments before we get to the wheel spin stuff. Yep. So Creepshow starring Leslie Nielsen from Airplane. Yep. Matt Walls. Hello, everyone. Well, hello,
Matt.
Hope you're having a great day so far. I think the only Stephen Gooding acting was when he was in The Langoliers for like 60 seconds. Yeah, that or when he has like a wordless role as like a shop owner in like It or something. Like, man, he was not good in Creepshow. Holy shit. Alrighty, but so as we said, we skipped last week because I had homework that I didn't know about. But when we recorded Movie Club, we spun the wheel again.
Yes.
So Kevin has 2 shorts, I have 2 shorts, Kevin has 2 movies, and I have 2 movies. So let's go ahead and talk about these shorts real quick. Kevin, your first short from last week.
Yeah, it was the Hypochondry Cat, which was a really funny. I mean, coming from a medical background as well, it was really funny to see because a lot of people are like this. They come in for the slightest of things, and I really enjoyed that part of it because he was taking antibiotics when he probably shouldn't be taking antibiotics because it's only been 2 minutes of him trying to get a cold and stuff like that. So it was really funny, and I love how the mice or rats, whatever they classify themselves as, really play along with that. They really get under his skin. You know, the surgery part of this is really funny to me, how he faints and thinking that they cut into the cat, but they didn't, and then how he becomes an angel, all that good stuff. It's really, really funny to me. So I gave it an 82 out of 100. I was blown away how much I liked it, actually. So
nice. My one from last week was Quackshot, which is a Daffy Duck one, and I thought this was pretty sloppily written, but it was nice to see the two go back and forth, Daffy Duck and Elmer Fudd, and they both inflict some harm on each other. Like, they are actually pretty evenly matched, which was kind of fun. There's a fish gag at the end that was a lot of fun too, but I just couldn't really get into this one. Just was not really well written. Wasn't very funny. It was just okay, unfortunately.
Okay. Unfortunately. Next up for me was The Wrong Trousers, and it is amazing what people can do with stop motion claymation. It is absolutely amazing. That's what I was floored about during this whole 30-minute short. I did really like the story as well. With Wallace and Gromit just being the two best of buds the entire time, but someone has to get in the way, step in between them, kind of a situation. And I like how is it Gromit? No, Gromit's the dog, right?
Yeah, Gromit's the dog.
Yeah. I like how Wallace is the inventor and has really cool inventions. I always thought that was really cool. I have watched this before, but it was when I was like in my teens, so like when dinosaurs were alive. So I didn't remember it fully. So, but I did really enjoy it. I gave it a 90 out of 100.
All right. Alrighty, and my last short was Backwoods Bunny, which is a Bugs Bunny short this week. It's a fun short. I wouldn't say it's like worthwhile or memorable, but it is fun enough that I did give it a 72. There's these two like Cajun bird characters, which are pretty. I don't know. I've never seen them before, so I appreciated them being a little bit different. And mocking the Ozarks and Cajun people is actually really funny in this. It's fine. I wouldn't say it's like worth a rewatch by any means, but I've heard there is a better one that's similar. But this one was okay. So
Okay, that's good.
Alrighty, and your movie from last week.
Last week, The Quiet Man, and this could have been a little off my radar because it was just okay. There was nothing really significant. The only things that I really liked or enjoyed was the cinematography and the scenes of this movie. It is absolutely beautiful, especially the horse racing scene in this movie where they're on the beach and they have to go through terrain and everything like that. It's really fantastic. I really love that aspect of this movie, but everything else is just very mid, unfortunately. The relationship between the two main characters are just okay. She doesn't believe that she deserves him because of what he's done and stuff like that, and it was just very repetitive, and it was a little bit too long, unfortunately, for me. So I gave it a 67 out of 100.
All right. My movie from last week is where to go? Here we go. Run from 2020. This was a Hulu exclusive kind of horror thriller film. It was surprising in that it wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. I think that it's got some great moments. I think Sarah Paulson and Kira Allen have some really good chemistry together. They do feel like they've worked together forever, or they're actually family. The film touches on some aspects of control and like motherhood. It's funny dog stuff. And I wouldn't say it's handled with like 100% precision all the time, unfortunately, but it is a welcome change of pace from other horror movies I've seen recently. I think where the movie drops the ball is that it's the suspense. It's not suspenseful at all. I desperately wanted to be on the edge of my seat, but I just wasn't. It wasn't like that. Like every reveal was telegraphed. Nothing was really that surprising. She's eating your clothing, by the way.
No, she's not. She's taking it out of the dirty hamper, so it's okay.
I don't think the film was necessarily boring, but it just wasn't that exciting either. I think the script is what's really to blame here. It was not full of any surprises whatsoever. Overall, it's fine. Not my favorite by any means, but it's not as bad as I was expecting. Like, if you're on Hulu or Disney Plus and you're just like looking for something thrillery to watch, and you're not like too big into horror, I would say that this could be up your alley. So.
Would this change your mind if this was actually based on a true story?
Not really. I mean, the movie itself just wasn't that exciting. And like if it was a real story, I'm sorry, but your real story wasn't that exciting. So
yeah,
I don't know.
So it is based on a true story as well.
Oh well.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Well, true life wasn't that interesting.
You know what was interesting? My next one, Paprika, and fantastic movie. The animation, the colors, the lights, the everything about this movie is fantastic. I know some people do not like when they can't tell if they're in a dream scenario or not in a dream scenario. I love that because it can surprise me when they are in a dream scenario and you're like, holy crap, I thought they were actually in the real world, like stuff like that. And that's what this movie really messes with your head in this, and I absolutely adored that. I mean, the main character, Paprika, I didn't know who she was in the real world for the longest time, and I thought to myself, like, why? I'm stupid. I know exactly who it is afterwards. But I love the dynamic between the three/four main characters of this movie. They really vibe together, and they really have like a kind of like friend love for each other, even with different ages and different forms of themselves, which is really cool. So I gave this one a 98 out of 100.
Well, there you go. I would highly recommend watching the rest of his movies. Obviously, Perfect Blue we already did, but
yeah,
and we also did Millennium Actress. So actually, we've covered almost all of them.
We did Millennium.
We did on the Movie Club.
I have to look it up, but keep going. I have to look.
Anyhow. But that is the last one for you. Last one for me is Bad Moon, which is also included in my Halloween horror spooky month list. And this movie was not very good. However, when this movie hits, it hits. The practical effects are really good throughout, from the werewolf to the gore. Very good. Very good practical effects. And can we all just give a round of applause for Thor, the dog, being the goodest boy in the world. Sorry, Millie, but Thor was a good boy. But I will say I was not a fan of the constant tonal shifts throughout the movie. I think that it should have been scarier. It wasn't scary at all because there were so many of these like weird comedic, like 90s family type feeling movies. Like it almost felt like a Disney movie half the time. And then like, oh yeah, there's also a werewolf.
Yeah,
and,
remember that.
This like there's some weird like lightheartedness and comedy to it. Like when he walks in the house and he's like watching an old Wolfman movie or something, and he's just like really? Like I would be nervous that like I'm a werewolf and that he's watching a werewolf movie. Like I'd be a little on the nose about that. None of the characters were even that interesting. Like the dog is really the only interesting one. The guy isn't that interesting. The sister isn't that interesting. The kid, especially, no. But like, why is he so childish towards the dog? Like, there's just so much better of a story possibility here, where the man is more sympathetic and going through all these changes, and the dog could be like, you know, because obviously the dog and a wolf are very close. Like, there could have been more of a connection there, and not just like, oh, I'm gonna make it so that the dog is the one getting in trouble for all my crimes. That was so stupid. I hated that. No, they don't make him relatable. Make him cartoony and make him like only redeemable towards the end. It was stupid. Did not like that. It's a fun movie for sure. It's a campy, bad little movie. I'm not going to say it's terrible by any means, but it just wasn't really that good. But I mean, it was better than Haunted House. So I can't say it's all lost. But alrighty, well that is it for all the movies we watched. That was a lot of talking for both of us. So
yeah, it was.
Thanks for bearing with it. The Cajun buzzards appear in a foghorn leghorn tree. Oh, good to know. I love me some foghorn leghorn. Alrighty, but let's go ahead and spin the wheel real quick. Which is when we do what, Kevin?
We spin the wheel for movies, and we have 2 tires now, baby. So we're a motorcycle. We have 2 motorcycles. So
yeah, would you look at that? It says Wheel of Shorts. Isn't that cool? That's because I finally signed into this goddamn website and I was able to make separate wheels, so we don't have to spin the wheel 3 times looking for a short. Alrighty, let's go ahead. We'll give it 2 minutes. If anyone has any movie suggestions they want to put on here, we're probably going to need some more shorts. So if you have any, Joey, go ahead and let us know. But let's get some suggestions here. Let's leave it to 1 movie, and if anyone has any shorts, we can do those as well. But Kevin, obviously we're in spooky month right now. So if you're, what are you looking for as far as movies? You looking for something spooky?
Dude, give me the B movie. Probably one of the worst movies ever, and I can still call it a horror movie and count it. So
all right.
I don't know, something like that would be fun. Like not a cult classic, but like just a dumb movie that everybody like memes about would be kind of fun.
All right. I don't know what I want. I mean, it's nice to have another horror movie come up, because then I don't have to like pick one and spend 20 minutes looking through stuff and deciding what I want to watch. So
and there's so much stuff now too. That's the other thing. You go on like
we're
Max
in
and
spooky
like,
month.
let's scroll down to the bottom, and literally that's what I did. I think like 2 days ago when I found one of my movies. I scrolled all the way to the bottom. I was like, cool, I'll pick this one, and that's what I went with. So
sometimes I always just pick whatever's first in like the recommendations if I haven't seen it. Just like, all right, that's the easiest one to click. I can't think about it. Alrighty. Well, surprisingly, we have had some come in. Okay. All right. So, Blitzwolf.
Blitzwolf. That sounds like
The Mighty Navy.
The Mighty Ducks.
Scrap Happy Daffy.
Daffy.
Air Meets Hair. I'll never Kyle again. I think these are some World War II ones, baby.
Did you get
and
the
then-
Russian Rhapsody?
No, I did not. Thank you.
Okay.
Russian Rhapsody.
Dude, give me one of these. I love older ones that like have like.
Especially the World War II ones.
Oh yeah, those are so like unhinged, and I love it.
All right. And Matt, you said Rio and Rio 2. All right. Very specific.
I love Rio.
All right. We'll shuffle all this up. Let me go back to the wheel of shorts. We'll shuffle this up and go ahead and spin. Kevin, are you ready for a short?
I am ready for a short, but you need to put G for Rio because I have seen Rio and logged it, just to let you know. So
okay.
when we get there.
When we get there. All right, here we go.
I'm ready.
Kevin, your short
Is
a wild hair. That is going to be a Bugs Bunny one, I believe.
He's the only
All right.
rabbit that's there, so.
Let me go ahead and shuffle this up, and my short will be. Let's see. And it looks like it's a Kevin pick for me, because I picked the one from last week.
I will have to look up shorts, so.
No worries. Go ahead and look some up real quick, and I will pull up the wheel of movies. Let me go ahead and. Oops, did I save the list? Is Rio on here? No, Rio did not save. Okay.
So just Rio for you, because the other ones are good.
Okay. Go ahead and save that real quick. All right. And then I don't think it. I'm going to see if it's saved the wheel of shorts real quick. No, it didn't. Great. Cool. This is the problem with multiple wheels.
What happened?
Give me 1
It didn't
second.
Save?
Yeah, I clicked off of it and it didn't save. That's my bad. All right. Blitz, Wolf, the Mighty Navy, Scrap, Happy Daffy, Air. I already got Russian Rhapsody. Don't worry. Meets Hair, and I'll never. Okay, and then we go ahead and save this one real quick. It's really dumb, but we'll save it. All right, and going back to the wheel of movies, we'll go ahead and shuffle it up real quick. Kevin's movie is what's it gonna be?
What is it?
Johnny Dangerously.
What the heck is that?
Well, let me make sure that's a real movie real quick. Yes, it is. From 1984. Michael Keaton movie. An honest, good-hearted man is forced to turn to a life of crime to finance his neurotic mother's skyrocketing medical bills. It is a Michael Keaton comedy.
Gotcha.
Hey, look at that.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll wait on your short. I'll go ahead and spin the movie real quick. And spin. I don't know what movie I'm getting this week. Watch it be a Kevin pick again.
That would be hilarious.
Would it though?
Yeah.
I can't watch that because I've already seen it. So. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Beep, 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 beep. The Art of Racing in the Rain.
Oh, that's a dog movie. I think.
It's got a dog in it, yeah.
Okay.
All right, and it's on Disney Plus. Okay, cool.
I think I have yours, but I gotta see if it's on Letterboxd real quick.
Okay.
And I don't know if you've seen it either, so.
Well,
You're gonna be watching a. Oh, you have seen it, you bitch. Sorry. That was a good one for Spooky Season 2. Have you seen Pixar shorts? I know you went through your Pixar phase.
I've seen a lot of them, but which one are you talking about?
Presto.
I have not reviewed it yet, so.
Okay, Presto.
Alrighty. Cool. So, this week, Kevin's short will be It's a Wild Hair. Sorry, not wild. Wild. And then we're watching the film Johnny Dangerously. And then my short is Presto. And then I will be watching the film The Art of Racing in the Rain. And that, of course, is going to bring us to an end for Movie Club this week. Hate to cut it off, but it's been over an hour, and we've still got to record Movie Club, so we're going to go ahead and do that. But thank you so much for joining us. Of course, this show goes live every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we also have Movie Club, which will go live on Fridays at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Excuse me. And we're continuing our Spooky Month coverage this week. We are covering the Korean zombie film Train to Busan on Friday this week. So make sure that you are subscribed so you know when that goes live. Thank you all so much for joining us. Hope you're having a great Spooky Month so far. Stay spooky. And until next time, keep those eyes on the screen. Have a great night, everyone. Oh, where's my mouse? There's my mouse.